Hi, my name is Ben Reppenhagen, and I'm from the great cold state of Minnesota. The first thing people from the South think of when they think of Minnesota is the frigid, freezing winters. People from Texas often ask how you can stand to live in such harsh conditions. However, I often rebuttal by saying winter is my favorite season. To an outsider, Minnesota looks like a barren wasteland in the winter. It seems like it is too cold to do anything outside, and it looks impossible to drive in. People from down south often never consider moving or taking a vacation to Minnesota. However, Southerners fail to understand the beauty of a sport called hockey. Hockey is a religion in Minnesota, and almost every kid learns how to skate by the age of 5. Hockey is the perfect winter sport for Minnesota because for 6 months of the year, snow covers every field, basketball court, and golf course. So, what better thing to do than to create a sport that embodies your environment? Ice. I began playing hockey when I was 5. There was nothing like the feeling of going to the rink, putting on the mismatch of hand me down pads, and slowly learning how to skate while slapping at a puck with your best friends. Then, when practice ended, going to your local bakery and getting an apple fritter and hot cocoa to warm you up. I continued playing hockey through my youth and high school years, and I loved every single second of it. From scoring the game winning overtime goal to win a tournament to playing for my high school team. But sadly, like every sport, once high school is over, it is difficult to find an organized game to play in. These cathedrals of youth hockey are often sold out to organized teams or just very expensive. However, the bright side for every retired hockey player like me, and even kids still playing, is hockey was meant to be played outside. I only realized this after I stopped playing hockey in these indoor rinks and exclusively played at parks and on lakes. Minnesota is the land of 10,000 lakes, and they all freeze solid every winter. There is quite literally tens of thousands of hockey rinks in Minnesota. Now, before you criticize the temp, look at the scenery of the photo. Even if you can't skate, wouldn't it be fun to watch a sport in such a beautiful landscape? Hockey originated in Canada on frozen lakes and ponds. Minnesota quickly adopted the game and is now called the state of hockey. Before indoor rinks, kids bundled up and battled outside. That tradition still exists today. While organized hockey is held indoors, ponds are where the best players learn their crazy stick skills and fall in love with the game. Nowadays, you will see the snow covered ponds shoveled off to make an oval. You will see all different ages and skill levels playing on the pond, from kids in season trying to play with freedom away from their coach, to adults learning how to skate, and even dates skating like they're at the Rockefeller Center ice rink in New York City. I remember when I was young, I would walk a half mile to a pond in some old man's backyard. He would always have the rink shoveled and ready to go for us. I would meet new friends and become closer with existing ones. Over winter break this year, my roommate from Houston visited. I took him skating for the first time. He loved it and said he would never forget the experience. Pond hockey has evolved in recent years. Instead of just being pickup games played on your backyard pond, there are huge tournaments played on lakes that are sort of like spectacles. The photo shows a tournament called the Pond Hockey Championship on Lake Nokomis. It brings in hundreds of people each year. People are excited all winter for these tournaments. Some people take it very seriously and make custom jerseys, while others are just there to have fun with some of their old friends. It is not rare to see retired NHL players playing in the tournaments, as well as former college stars who couldn't quite make it in the big leagues. The term pond hockey has also changed. Pond hockey no longer just stands for hockey that is played on a pond or lake, but now refers to any form of outdoor hockey. A new trend is people will build hockey rinks in their front or backyards. These houses almost always end up being the prime hangout house for the winter season. Local parks also have joined the pond hockey trend, as almost every local park has a rink set up for the winter. However, pond hockey is so big that they don't go through the trouble of taking the rink down in the summer. These parks are so popular that many of them have nice warming houses where you can put on your skates, use a restroom, and warm up. In the past decade, ice rink technology has allowed for more organized games to be played outside. This is a photo of a high school game being played at the Minneapolis Sculpture Garden right outside downtown Minneapolis. The game was played on Hockey Day, Minnesota, a day where every high school, college, and pro teams play their game outside. The NHL has even adopted outdoor hockey. Starting 7 years ago, they created the Winter Classic, an annual game played outdoors. The one at Michigan's Big House is the highest recorded attendance for a hockey game at 110,000. There was even one at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas on January 1st, 2020. The South is starting to embrace pond hockey. In January of 2021, quite possibly the most scenic sporting event ever was played. Due to COVID, it made no sense to have the Winter Classic in a massive football stadium. So the NHL had the game played on the banks of Lake Tahoe with the mountains in the background. It was truly beautiful. Next time you think of Minnesota, do not think of the snow and the cold and how miserable you think it would be. Because honestly, the cold is not that bad. You can always add more layers, but you can only take so many layers off. Think of hockey, pond hockey, and those beautiful scenes of nature that you will get to see. And for your next winter trip, think about canceling that ski trip to Colorado and trying something new. Come up to the North Star State, where you can rent some skates, and in 3 simple steps of bending your knees, pushing off, and gliding, you can be like these guys in this photo.